Whoa. Right from the start, the courtroom drops a bomb, THC and MDMA? This isn't just a simple drug test discussion, folks. Question for you, how would you react if your medical shot triggered this?
Ms. Dawson, you tested positive for THC, which I think you anticipated, but you also tested positive for ecstasy or MDMA.
Wait. Now I'm shot. I went to hospital. I back with the me back because we were asking me a shot. Then my birthday, so I do my birthday. Not you. So I went but
When was that?
last week. But you did.
All right, let's do. Here's what we're gonna do. Well, listen, Miss Dawson, listen. There's worse things in here that are making you look bad than testing positive for that. Just listen. All right, you're going to get your probation. I'm going to do that today, but there's going to be some conditions so that I make sure that you're not using anything that you're not supposed to, including gummies or anything that you think, whatever it is, you don't.
I'm not an abuser. Last year I was just what cosmetic. Not an abuser at all. I don't.
Listen.
No, I just want to know.
That's we're gonna.
Here's that courtroom tension moment. Judge calmly redirects the focus from substances to personal responsibility. Watch how he balances authority with empathy. Classic legal guidance for young defendants.
Then you're not gonna have trouble. Listen, Miss Dawson, pay attention to me, okay? You're okay, all right? Anything that makes you look bad or that you feel like isn't true, all you have to do, you're going to be on probation, is be successful on probation, and that's all we all want, okay?
No,
so listen, you already told me, you've already said it, okay? I understand that you're not sure what this is. Maybe it's from the shot. It's okay, all right? We're going to make sure from this point forward that you don't have any issues. You'll have certain rules on probation to follow, and then there won't be any issues, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And now it gets real. This isn't about gummies or MDMA anymore. It's about a 2-year-old left alone. Emotional stakes hit hard here. Viewers, what would you do in her shoes?
I just want you to know I'm not going to use you.
Okay, you said that.
I don't
Okay,
feel like I just.
you said that. You've already said it. But listen, the most important thing is that you figure out how to get your life together for your child. That's what we're really here about today. That you make better decisions than leaving a 2-year-old in a hotel by themselves. That's what I'm worried about. Do you understand? Not a THC gummy, not whatever other thing that happened today. I want you to get your life together. You're young. You have had issues. I see what's going on with your family in here. But we want to break whatever cycle that you've been a part of so that you can be there for your child. Does that make sense? Okay, that's what we want. The best for you, best for your child. For you to be able to make those better decisions. All right? So I'm going to find that you entered your plea of guilty previously, freely and voluntarily. Find sufficient evidence to find you guilty, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to follow the agreement that you made with the district attorney. I'm going to defer all proceedings, place you on probation for 3 years. You're ordered to pay the $300 fine and to follow all of the rules and conditions of probation. That is going to include being assessed for any special needs that you need, any counseling, whatever it is you need, we're going to have you assessed for that. And if they say you need to go to a counselor or you need whatever it is, those are things to help you, and you're going to be required to do them. Do you understand? You'll obviously be required to test regularly. So any type of gummy, any type of anything, doesn't matter if they say in the shop it won't test positive, don't do any of them. Because even if you go buy it legally, I can't know the difference. It's just going to show up on a test. So don't do any of that. If you need some help with something making you feel better, then go through that counseling and do it the right way through a doctor. Okay? Good. Good. I know. And I know there's certain medicines and they don't make you feel great, but you can't. Right. Well, talk to them about that because there's probably other medicines that they can try. Okay? But what you don't want to do is stop taking that medicine and then self-medicate the gummy or something like that. Okay? That's what you can't do. So continue talking to them. Say, I don't like the way this one makes me feel. Let's try something different. And they'll...
Probation is a tightrope. Success means a clean record. Failure could land you in state jail. This is why following the rules to the letter matters. Legal takeaway: probation isn't just paperwork, it's a lifeline.
Find something that eventually makes you feel right, kind of in a balance, okay? If you do everything you're supposed to while you're on this probation, this is an excellent opportunity. You don't have criminal history, you're not going to be a convicted felon. If you successfully completed the case, you've just missed it there. You're going to get to be a mom, you're going to get regular jobs, do all the things that everybody else does, okay? The other side of that is if you violate any condition of probation. So if you don't show up for appointments, test positive, you get arrested or whatever, you can be brought back in here and you could be found guilty, so you would be a convicted felon, and then you could go to the state jail prison for up to 2 years. Do you understand? All right. You just need to have a seat here in the courtroom. Probation's going to call you up when she's ready to go over your paperwork.
And I don't want to apologize to you or something. I do not like you.
That's okay. You're nervous. I know you're nervous. I know. We're good. All right. Good luck to you, ma'am. Oh, here's the, hold on. I didn't hand this. Trial court certification that shows this was an agreement that I followed, so you've waived your right to appeal. So just have a seat here in the courtroom and wait for her to call you up. It's already been dismissed, it looks like, because it's not on the docket. Good morning, sir. You're Willie Richards. Mr. Richards, you were previously in court, entered a plea of guilty to the second-degree felony offense of indecency with a child by sexual contact. I've received the pre-sentence report. Has everyone had an opportunity to review that report?
Yes, sir.
Are there any additions or corrections?
Yes. No, just had a couple questions.
Okay.
In regards to the supervision plan, Mr. Richards, does he place it not for church on Sunday? Will he proceed, or we need clarification so he's not a violation?
At a regular service or something specifically with kids or?
It's regular church service on Sunday. Just on Sunday.
Yeah, I'll look at that in a second. Anything else?
And the polygraph, I was just wondering what that was.
That's part of probation for any sex.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That was.
That is to make sure that they're doing what they're supposed to and not doing what they're not.
Yes,
I'm assuming, Mr. Hoffbauer, that you visited with the family.
Yes.
Now we see the court's tough love approach, holding adults accountable for past actions while still offering a path forward. This is why deferred adjudication exists: punishment plus opportunity.
I would think that the right. Well, and I would think that somewhat special needs of the victim is why this offer was made. I mean, Mr. Richards, this is $60. And what you did was ridiculously terrible to a young girl that already has her own set of issues. All right. I'm going to find that you entered your plea of guilty freely and voluntarily. I'm going to find sufficient evidence to find you guilty. However, I am going to follow the agreement that you made with the district attorney's office and defer all proceedings and place you on probation for 10 years. You're ordered to pay a $500 fine, and you're ordered to follow all of the rules and conditions of probation. That includes, obviously, being on the sex offender caseload, following all of those recommendations. I will allow you to play in the band at church. You are, however, specifically ordered, and part of your probation is you cannot be alone with any child under the age of 18. Period, ever, never. Do you understand? You obviously cannot be on the premises of the Carlisle apartments. You can't be anywhere near or have any contact or communication with the victim in this case as well. If you do everything you're supposed to, get the treatment that you're supposed to get, make sure that you're doing all of that, then this is an incredible opportunity because you do not have this conviction on your own. And if you successfully complete the probation at the end, the case is dismissed, and you will never have this conviction. The other side of that, though, is if you violate any condition of probation, you will be brought back into court, you will be found guilty, and then I can sentence you to prison anywhere in the range of punishment, which is up to 20 years in prison. Do you understand? I'm handing you the trial court certification that shows this was an agreement that I followed, and so you've waived your right to appeal. You need to have a seat here in the courtroom. Probation's going to call you up when she's ready to go over your paperwork. All right, good luck to you, sir.
High stakes alert. Violate probation, and you face decades behind bars. For viewers, this is a clear illustration of the power and peril of probation law. Every choice counts.